Hello and welcome to Creating a Successful Business Plan, Part 2, Research and Analysis. My name is Graham Botfield and this video is brought to you from naturalhealthpractitioners.org. In this video, I will focus on 3 distinct steps within the process of planning. This will be the research itself, the analysis of the research, and how to apply it. We will be covering the research methods, why to research, what to research and how to research, and the analysis of your research and bringing your research into your successful business model. So first, let's look at research methods. So why research? Really, this is a question that should not need asking. As any graduate should know, research is the backbone of any assignment and fundamental to planning. But often research is the weakest part of a business plan. The fact is that researching for a business plan requires far less time than an average assignment, but arguably far more important for your long-term success. It does not need to be exhaustive, just relevant and accurate. So, what to research? Of course, it is important to have a plan as to what you need to research, to give you focus and prevent you wasting time. Therefore, it would be useful to jump ahead to the models we will be using by which to analyse and manage the data. The 3 models you will see throughout this video. Firstly, the SWOT analysis. This is the basis on which to audit the research information that you'll be gathering. Also, the marketing mix. These are the fundamental building blocks of your business plan. And planning control. Therefore, it is worth looking ahead to see how you will be utilising your research for your researching methods to be most effective. So now, how to research. Once we understand our focused information goals, we can look at the various types of research. Within this, we're going to look at primary and secondary data collection, and we'll look at some methods and ideas by which to collect data. Once we understand that, then we can feed into our analytical tools which we've just seen. Primary research. This is research which is original and answers specific questions that should be tailored towards your specific needs. It tends to be qualitative data, i.e. views and opinions, and the benefit of this type of data includes you getting a better feel for the market by being closer to it, and you can see it with your own eyes. It is also more relevant to you, and it should be up to date. Examples of primary data can be questionnaires. This can be to prospective clients or focus groups, and you can do this either through your website, talks that you are giving, or possibly leave at selective venues. Another form of primary research are interviews. This can be to the general public, to focus groups, to colleagues or other practitioners, and this can be done by direct contact or possibly group meetings, and this can be very effective to get a real feel for the market. Also, another interesting possibility through primary research is visiting either other therapists of the same type or complementary therapists that could complement your type of therapy. One way of doing this is paying for a consultation. It'll give you a good idea of how other therapists work and give you a lot of good ideas, or possibly over an arranged coffee. Secondary research is any existing data already collated and researched. It tends to be more quantitative information, and the benefits of this include that it's easier to obtain and it's usually cheaper, and it can give a more global view of the market and its trends. You can do your research online, such as a Google search engine, or look at professional databases such as BANT. Look at government statistics such as the economy and demographics, etc. And it can be a very useful way to find out how much your competition is charging, how many other therapists are working in your area. It's also worth looking at books and journals, i.e. in your local or British library, in your college or universities, and your professional memberships such as the Royal Society of Medicine. I hope this gives you some good ideas, but do join us at www.naturalhealthpractitioners.org and join us in the forums and for the workshops to get some more ideas for this. So now we'll look at analysing your research. We're going to use a model called the SWOT analysis on which to utilise your primary research and your secondary research. This SWOT analysis helps put your research into the context of your business. It considers both the business and the market, and it looks at your strengths, your weaknesses, and the opportunities and threats which are presented to you. The strengths are internal to the organisation. It looks at what sets you apart from your competition, and it's useful by which you develop your own unique selling point. And you should consider your strengths from separate viewpoints, from your viewpoint, from your clients, from your competition, and others in the market. Considerations for your strengths: what advantages do you have? What are you better at? And what unique abilities or services do you offer? Examples of this can be your qualifications, whether they be your therapeutic qualifications or otherwise. Your skills and talents, whether you have specific communication skills, design skills, possibly management skills or otherwise. Your service, whether you're effective at customer care, whether you provide a better quality report than your competitors, whether you have a better clinic room. Also look at your resources. You may have certain equipment, possibly stronger finances or other assets which you can provide. Your weaknesses, these are again internal to the business and where you have the greatest influence. Consider what you can improve and what factors may be losing you sales. Considerations for weaknesses are possibly gaps in your learning or your experience. Maybe you're newly qualified, or maybe you have unrecognised qualifications by the professional bodies. Maybe you've never set up a business before. Possibly your reputation is a weakness. Maybe you're unknown or you have a lack of presence. Possibly you have other issues such as commitments, be it family, be it another job. And also consider the deadlines, the cash flow, morale and commitment to yourself. All of these can be seen as weaknesses. So once you have established your strengths and weaknesses, you should look to increase your strengths and to reduce your weaknesses. With your strengths, look to increase and utilise and to create your unique selling position amongst your competitors. With your weaknesses, you should look to resolve those, or if not, reduce or compensate. Opportunities are external to the business. It explores the market in terms of structure and dynamics, and is key in establishing the goals for your business plan. Considerations for the opportunities may be new markets, and certainly in the natural health industry it's quite a dynamic market, certainly with new technologies, new legislation, new thoughts coming into practice all the time. Also look at the social and lifestyle trends, both locally and nationally, and new research and techniques that are constantly being updated, such as for nutritional therapy, the functional medicine model. Also consider partnerships and collaborations. Maybe a local therapist has too much work and is able to pass some on to you. Possibly other forms of therapy would benefit from you collaborating with them. And you're about to see how closely linked your opportunities are to your threats. Threats also are external to the business. These are most difficult to affect and can demonstrate trends and where the market is going over the next few years. Considerations of threats, which you can see how they're so closely linked to opportunities, is the competition and whether you see this as competition, whether it be direct or indirect. What I mean by direct is whether there are therapists of the same type as yourself, or indirect, other forms of therapy or otherwise that will be taking your clients. Also consider new technologies, the latest diet apps and how they could be affecting your business, other online services and the global market itself. the issues lately of the economy, and also look at seasonality. What is particularly relevant of late is the legislation with the recent EU directives and government policies, and these also present opportunities for you. So once you've researched your opportunities and threats, you need to look at turning your threats into opportunities. Look to make competitors into colleagues. See whether other therapists could refer clients to you. Utilize new technologies and trends. Utilize social media. The functional medicine model. Bring that into your practice and be more effective. Look at the recent trends such as the paleo diet and how you could bring this into talks. And how you can exploit economic situations. Possibly offer workshops such as nutrition on a budget. So as I hope you can see, using the SWOT analysis is a simple but effective tool by which to manage and understand your research, and in the same respect, your service and the market that you operate in. So now let's look at applying your research. We're going to look at two models for this. Firstly, the business model. This is going to be looked at in much more depth in part 3 of creating your successful business plan. But just as an idea, with your research in place, it helps you to understand how to price in terms of the competition and what the market will bear, depending on where you're operating from, and the type of service that you can offer. And effective research can make your promoting much more effective in terms of how to promote, what to promote, and where to promote. The other model worth considering with your research and analysis is the reflective model. Research should not be seen as a one-off project. It needs to be updated regularly as your business and the market evolves. But more importantly, as you put your business plan into action. The other elements of the business plan involve the planning and execution, but by researching and analysing the results and feeding them into the reflective model of your plan, do and review, you can achieve much more stable and progressive growth. I hope this video tutorial has been useful to you, but please join us at naturalhealthpractitioners.org for further videos in this series and other useful tools to help you develop your practice. Thank you and goodbye.